Well. It seems like some people may have jumped the gun on Mr. Jonathan Majors and everything that was going on with his case. I guess we'll call this Man Cave 101 breaking news, something along those lines. We're going to talk about Jonathan Majors, his upcoming first interview on a Disney property, which he's going to discuss the trial, I would assume, and a bunch of other things. We're going to get into it. Let me introduce the guys first. Live from the Man Cave, it's Kalo K, the Mama One of God. Leo, he's watching the Cowboys. What's going on?
What's good?
Spread love.
Here I don't get fined.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Big Chase. What's happening?
Kang was right.
Kang was right. Oh boy. Well, that's interesting. And of course, I'm your man in the chair, AA Ron. So I guess let's just get right into it. So Jonathan Majors is having his first public interview tomorrow on ABC, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Good Morning America, yes.
Good Morning America, ABC?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Jonathan Majors will be on ABC doing his first public interview since everything happened with the trial. Obviously, he still has yet to have his appeal in court. I believe that's still another couple weeks away, something along those lines, right?
Right.
So obviously, it's going to be interesting to hear everything from his perspective first and foremost. So I guess let's just get right into it. Like, what do we expect out of this tomorrow? What's he gonna say? Is he really done? Because no official word was ever out there. Leo's been, I give kudos where it's due. Leo's been saying it for weeks. We haven't heard it from Disney yet, and he's on ABC tomorrow. So,
and I tell you what's crazy. Go through all of the news posts on YouTube. Everybody's saying, Marvel says that they fired him, and I had to leave. I had to leave a little post and ask them, please send me the link where somebody from Disney or Marvel actually said that they fired him, because I can't find it. So I'm like, who told you that they said this? Because I can't find it. Like, listen, like Aaron said in the beginning, we all were like, nah, they're gonna drop them, and Leo kept saying, but no one has officially said anything. And now I have to agree completely with them, because I've been looking and I can't find any one person, any one source that's up at the top at Disney that actually says we fired Jonathan Majors. I can't find it. Somebody send me the link. If you got the link, send it to me, because I want to see it. I need to see it.
And do not send me the same link, the same freaking link that everybody else has. Somebody close to the studio. So the security guard said, "Come on."
The intern,
come on. The intern that works on another project said, "Dog, give me Kevin Feige and the board of directors said, okay, we are moving away from Jonathan Majors. If you guys are right, you guys have been calling it. Okay, he's out. He's out. But if you guys are wrong, you guys owe him some. You guys have to eat crow for the rest of the fucking year. Because me personally, I'm gonna give you fucking hell every fucking day. And if you guys are right, hey, you guys predicted. You guys heard from a source. Because obviously you're already wrong, because most of you guys are giving out a lot of false information about the case, because you guys are going off with the headlines.
It's crazy, because it's like everybody just kept saying Marvel dropped them, and then that just became a fact that Marvel dropped them. And meanwhile, Marvel never actually said anything, or that no one officially came out and said anything. So but this goes to show you, how strong the court of public opinion actually is and whatnot. If enough people say it, and I say this enough times, if you're on social media and 3 people say that rain is not wet, eventually you will be questioning whether it's wet as well, because so many people are saying it, and you're wondering what the hell they know that you don't know.
Yeah, and I'm just getting. I felt when it first came out, I felt that it was a automatic like snuff job. Everybody prejudged them beforehand, and this is why Marvel. I also feel like Marvel's taking this way in case it say Jonathan Majors says yes. Marvel, in case tomorrow Marvel says yes, Marvel has released me, and he could say it tomorrow. He could say that, and Disney gave him the opportunity for him to say it, not anybody else to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So if he decides to say, okay, it looks good on Disney because they let him do it.
Yeah.
It's not coming up from the higher up and saying, "Oh no, we let him go," like the same way that they did Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Because as soon as that case came out, he was like, what was it, 2 days or a day after?
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Studios and Disney said they released him.
Right.
There was an official statement. With this case, there wasn't an official statement because they still has appeal. He still has the true charges, the true crazy charges that he got were not there. That he was proven innocent on. Now he has the right to appeal these two lesser charges, which this case should have never, ever even seen the sight of a courtroom.
Yeah.
These are misdemeanors. These are not fucking felony charges.
There's so much twisted in the details of this thing. First of all, she snatches his phone. He goes to get the phone allegedly, but according to the law, if someone takes your property, you have the right to forcibly go back and take it back. It's legal. Then on top of that, 2 precincts actually said that he had grounds to have her arrested because she had pulled on his coat and all of that kind of nonsense and chased him through the streets. The DA is the one who threw him out after she absconded to, was it London for whatever many days, and then came back and was like, he wasn't going to prosecute because there was no merit. Well, how is there no merit if they could actually, if 2 precincts are saying they actually have grounds to arrest her? So this is, like you said, this has just been a snuff job from the beginning. We are in no way condoning any type of abuse by anyone to anyone, but this thing should have never gotten this far, and it surely shouldn't end the career of a talented man or woman, for that matter, whoever it might have been. Not even if it was Jonathan Majors. We have just gotten to the point where little things will blow up and just completely derail someone's life, and the people in the background are all cheering as it burns down to the ground. And that is just the worst kind of just nonsense that can ever happen.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now the question is, if Jonathan Major was such a abuser, such a bad person, why would he call the cops when he found his girlfriend unconscious? Come on, man. It doesn't add up. To me personally, it doesn't add up. A person that's very abusive and doesn't give a shit, he wouldn't call the police. Oh, my girlfriend said she was going to take a whole bunch of pills, and he finds her passed out in the closet. How? Why would he call? Why would he put himself in Front Street if he didn't care about her?
Well, I think that it's just easier for people to want the juice, which is the reason why this thing has gone as far as it is. Everybody's on this gravy train of drama and this, that, and the third, and nobody wants this thing to end and whatnot. It's something to keep talking about, something to keep talking about. So no one's using common sense, and no one's thinking or giving the benefit of the doubt for anything. We just want more nonsense to talk about, so our 9 to 5 clock goes faster.
So I want to also come at this from another 2 perspectives, and then I'll kind of kick these 2 questions over to you guys as well. So first off, let's just start here. I think behind everything that obviously we read and watch on the internet, like, I think there's sprinkles of truth to everything. So if you guys have noticed, there's obviously been rumbles of, oh, well, let's get so-and-so to replace Jonathan Majors. We've covered it on this channel multiple times, different names that could come up and replace him, right? And then we started hearing, oh, they're not going to replace Jonathan Majors. Instead, they're going to replace him with a different version of him called the Beyonder, and the Beyonder is going to be the one that actually runs the Secret Wars. Okay, there's that aspect. Then there was, oh, we're not going to have Kang the Conqueror anymore. We're going to pivot to Dr. Doom or Galactus or whoever, another big bad, right? So here's my thing. I think that all this is all hearsay because nobody the fuck knows what's going to happen until the actual official word gets out. So everything that we're hearing is people speculating. So when it does happen, whatever happens, they can say, oh, I reported this 4 fucking months ago. Okay, cool. I told you all months ago. But then everybody's going to have crow on their face if everything cleans up and Disney didn't fucking fire him and he's still Kang the Conqueror. Then everybody's going to look like, oh, well, we didn't think Disney would make that pivot. Well, because you didn't know the fucking facts yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I mean,
No.
like, there's that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do think, remember when we heard that this months ago? Oh, Jonathan Majors has this clause in his contract that says nobody can be Kang the Conqueror if he's gotten rid of for different reasons. So guess what happens if Jonathan Majors gets quote unquote fired from Disney, and then he actually wins the case. In that case, he'll go back to his contract and say, I did nothing wrong, so nobody can play Kang the Conqueror anymore, even if you let me go. So now Disney, make your fucking pivot to somewhere else. I think that's the truth. I think that's the God's honest truth of what would end up happening.
Well, the irony about this thing is that you're right. And a lot of people just jump in the gun because they want to be the first one out there to say that I told somebody, which is why I laughed to find out that they were getting so much backlash for even letting him come out. Because I think that so many people are afraid to have egg on their face to find out that they lied, that they came out and said a bunch of shit that was not real, and now they have to they got to answer for the nonsense that they started and whatnot. So it's like people are really like writing in the Good Morning America, writing into Disney because it looks crazy that you came out and said, "Oh, Disney dropped them and Disney this and Disney that," and now Disney's like, "Okay, it's going to be on one of our shows in the morning."
Exactly.
And this is also the main another part of it. I want more accountability with reporting and news. Well, when you call something a news and when you call something a rumor is two different things. But I want more accountability with that. If you're slandering this man's name and you've been talking so much shit about him and he's an abuser and this and this and this and this and that, and you have no proof and you're slandering this man's name and you're causing him money at this point.
Well, that's the thing. We say it all the time on this podcast whenever we have a thing that we call a rumor, right? We always use the words allegedly or supposedly. And there's some people, and because YouTube is not really a news platform, it's a goddamn platform for people to make content. So you're looking to make content. You're not looking to actually report on the facts and statistics and data all the time. There are people on YouTube that do that. I'm not slandering everybody, but a lot of people are just like, I need to get content out because this will get views if I say it this way, shape, or form. Yeah. Anybody who slandered Jonathan Majors, if he's found innocent, they did that to get views. Oh, Jonathan Majors is a bad guy. He did X, Y, Z. Okay, but then you look bad when somebody goes back and sees that months from now, if everything gets dropped, and you look like an idiot for reporting that when it's not fucking true. So your channel loses all credibility at that point, and I will never watch a thing that you put out again. Because why would I? Because you just report things to get clickbait and views. That's all it is.
And that's where my point was going. That's what one thing that I respect about our channel. We don't want to report something that's bad. When this first came out, we said, "Hey, it looks bad. Let's wait until the end of the trial. It looks bad. Let's wait what's happening in the trial. It looks bad. Okay, we got a 2 guilty verdicts and 2 not guilties." The two non-guilties were the less of the charges, and he was literally charged for trying to get his own property back, and which is a law, like Chase mentioned. So when he wins this appeal, I don't want to hear, "Oh, they got it wrong. They got it," because this case wasn't even supposed to go to fucking trial this far. This is a misdemeanor case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just because the DA had all the evidence that they try to get all this evidence against Jonathan Majors, and when Jonathan Majors' attorney says, "Oh, you gave me 2,000 hours or 2,000 hours of data, of film data, but you didn't, you highly glazed over the data that when he was running away. You gave me only 15 seconds of that," and they have to appeal. They have to file what was it called? Not appeal, a motion for the evidence. I forgot the legal terminology for it, but they have to get the more information from the DA, and they have to go to the places where they got their videos to make sure that they had the full video of it.
And I think that there's been more than enough stuff to come out. Like most thinking Americans, most thinking people have seen enough of this where they're like, look. This just didn't need to go this far. It just doesn't need to have this type of sparkle and shine on it. This thing could have been resolved in a back room with 2 people sipping coffee and then did whatever they had to go do. And, it's just like we're just being shown this and pushed this narrative, even though we don't care about it and whatnot, which is, like I said, it's just the worst of the worst. No, we don't know Grace Jabbari. I don't know her
Right.
personally.
Right.
I don't, I don't have anything bad to say about her. I just don't appreciate that she kind of went along with this. And I understand, she might have had bad feelings or whatever was going on with them, but that's a relationship thing. Keep that inside the house with the relationship. We don't need to know about that and whatnot.
You also have to figure that he's a public figure and he's on the upcoming. So if she could get anything out of it, you have to figure some people were in her ear saying, "Hey, he's worth a lot of money. You might be able to get some money out." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that's her MO, but you have to figure somebody was probably like, "Oh, why don't you try to, I'm assuming again, that's an assumption. I'm just making it.
Everybody understands that,
exactly. But
no
the thing is,
the outcome, these civil cases always resolve in somebody having to cut a check.
And this is the thing that we have to start looking at also, because when she first got arrested, she said she doesn't want to press charges against him. She doesn't want to press charges against him. And then you have the police officers and the detectives leading her to say certain things. Yeah. It's all on video. It's all recorded. So if you can't tell me it's not leading, it's not leading. And hey, if you testify, we won't file these charges.
Yeah, and that's the conspiracy thing. I didn't really want to pull up, but if they want you,
that happens all the time, bro. In court, I've been involved in a couple of court cases, and if somebody else, for the other person not to get a charge, somebody else is going to fucking rat.
Yeah,
point blank, period. And this is how this dumbass game works.
We can take you, or we can take him. We can take him. If you take him, then you'll get a check.
Exactly, you get a check, or you don't get charged. There you go.
You know what I mean?
So this is how this stupid shit works.
So I guess let's end it on this note, because this was going to be my final thing. I was going to kind of pitch the question to you guys. What do we actually think? Because I think people will find this interesting. What do we actually think Jonathan Majors will say tomorrow? Like, what do we think is actually going to be stated? I'm assuming he's going to stay very. I'm assuming it's going to be very very to the point. He's going to be direct. He might deflect some questions away. I'm going to assume, I don't know, but do we think we're going to get anything out of him tomorrow that's going to be really intriguing information?
I think that they're giving him a chance to actually just be heard, because at this point we have not heard from him. Mm-hmm. The idea is to let people see his humanity, to let him say what he has to say. He's going to be genuine. And then see what that fallout, that this might be the thing that makes Marvel decide what they're actually going to do with them. Anybody looking for any gigantic bombshells, I hate to tell you, but it's going to be anticlimactic. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be that crazy. Of course, news medias will act like, oh, he admitted that he did this and then he admitted that he did that and whatnot. But I think this is a good idea for him to just get everything off his chest, and whatever it's going to be, it's going to be.
Yeah, and this is I also think that this is his opportunity. Of course, she could tell her side of the story, and the problem is if his story is matching up to the videotape and the audio recordings, what more can she say? And he can talk legally now. He can literally talk about what exactly happened on that day.
Yeah. Right.
And he can say whatever the hell he wants. But like Chase said, I think also it's going to be a little bit anticlimactic. They're gonna ask him the hardball questions.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, if he decides to say what happened, if he says I was trying to get my phone. Right. She snatched my phone away from me. She was slapping me across the face. I had scratches on my face. I was just trying to get my phone. And when I grabbed my phone, her finger was there. Or she hurt her finger when she was grabbing at my jacket, and one of her fingers went into the buttonhole because he had a pea coat. One of her fingers went in the pocket hole, and when I yanked away, try to run away, like you see me run for 3 blocks. And she hurt her finger. Yeah. The cut behind her ears. Tell her how many pills she took in the closet. You have to ask her that.
I think. Yeah. To Chase's point, I think anybody who's expecting anything over the top, this is not going to be a R. Kelly sit down interview where he goes off the fucking chain. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Majors is a smart guy. He's not going to say anything out of pocket. off the cuff. He's going to sit there. He's going to take the questions. If something is that he doesn't like, he's going to deflect from it in a kind manner and be like, I'm not at liberty to discuss that right now. He'll probably say something along those lines if anything's there. But I also think that since this is a Disney property, I'm going to assume they're also going to give him some softballs. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. So it's going to be one of those things where anybody expecting anything crazy, it's not going to happen. Like, I think it's going to be a couple of layup questions, maybe one or two that are like, but I think ultimately he's trying to also, like you guys both said, kind of clear his name here. Like maybe not in that aspect, but maybe like get some traction back on the shining career that he had, because now he knows, regardless of the outcome of the case, we've said it all along, it's still egg on your face as a person. It's slander on you. So ultimately, he has to try and save some face here and be like, I'm not a bad guy. Things happened. I'm not perfect, and we move on from here. And that's the best way he can do it. You know what I mean?
We also have to think about and make sure. Well, on February 8th, when he has his next court date, and he already filed for his appeal. So, his sentencing is actually his sentencing is February 8th. So once he files his appeal, and he gets that other mistakenly assault charge off, and he wins that.
If I'm saying if at this point, I don't know that he's going to appeal and win those. I don't think. I don't know.
This is New York. We know how this can go.
Yep.
I'm actually more interested to see people take a very soft interview and then turn this into Jonathan Majors.
This is clickbait. This is fucking clickbait. They're lusting over. They're foaming at the mouth right now for this. They're foaming at the mouth for this, because any 2-second clip that they could clip off of this video that comes out tomorrow, they're gonna use it as clickbait and say, "Oh, okay, we got 10,000 clicks on our website and on our channel just because we use his little 2-second clips with no backstory, no nothing, no."
That's why I think he's gonna watch his words very carefully throughout this.
Dude,
it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but he's gonna try.
He's gonna say, "I don't really like the chopped cheese." Oh my god, you did it! He's gonna say so crazy because they're gonna pick the littlest freaking thing and run with it. Watch it.
But I guess on that note, that's gonna call it for this video. Obviously, if anything crazy comes out tomorrow, we'll probably do a quick reaction to it either on the podcast on Thursday or another separate video. But as usual, you guys let us know what you think is going to end up coming out of this interview tomorrow. First public interview for Jonathan Majors. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it probably past February 8th, because that's when, everything's really going to be major. So we're going to see everything come to light, and I guess we'll see what happens. But, I guess the ultimate thing that we're saying here is everything is still up in the air, and Kang might not really be done in the MCU yet. So let's see what happens.
He who remains might
remain. Who remains
he might remain.
And on that note, we will catch you guys in the next. I guess we'll call this a special news segment or something. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.